Hi, boys and girls. I'm going to read you a story today. This is called Corduroy, and he's a really special bear that a little girl really likes a lot. Her name is Lisa. So we're going to read you the story, and then we're going to see if he finds his home, okay? This is called Corduroy. Corduroy was a bear who once lived in a toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and the dolls for someone to come and take him home. Oh, look, there's a bunny and a giraffe and a baby doll and a clown. The stores were always filled with shoppers and buying all sorts of things, and no one ever wanted a small bear with green overalls. One morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Mommy," she said, "look, this is the very bear that I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," Mom sighed. "I've spent too much money already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He's lost one of his buttons on his shoulder straps." Corduroy watched them sadly walk away. "Well, I didn't know I had lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight, I'm going to see if I can find it." Later that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and all the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly, he felt the floor move under him. Quite by accident, he'd stepped on an escalator. Up, up, up he went. Could this be a mountain, he wondered? I've always wanted to climb a mountain. Page got stuck. He stepped off and the escalator had reached the next floor, and there before his eyes was an amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. "This must be a palace," Corduroy gasped. "I've always wanted to live in a palace." He wandered about looking at the furniture. "This must be a bed," he said. "I've always wanted to sleep in a bed." Then he crawled up into the large, thick mattress. All at once he saw something round and small. "Well, that must be my button," he cried. Oh, see, he thinks that's a button on the bed. "Well, that must be my button," he cried, and he tried to pick it up. But with all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tightly down. He yanked and pulled with both paws until pop! Off came the button, and the mattress and Corduroy topped and fell onto the floor lamp. Oh, over it fell with a bang. Oh no. Corduroy didn't know, but there was someone else that was awake in the store. That night, the night watchman was going on his rounds on the floor above when he heard the crash when he come dashing down the elevator. Who in the world did that?" he said. "Someone must be hiding around here." Oh no, let's see if he finds Corduroy. He flashed his light under the sofa and in the beds until he came to the biggest bed of all, and there he saw two fuzzy ears sticking up from the cover. "Hello," he said. "How did you get upstairs?" The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him back on the toy shelf with all the other animals and all the other dolls. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came in the store in the morning, and there, looking with him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl that he'd seen the day before. "I'm Lisa," she said. "I'm going to make you my very own bear. Last night I counted all that I had in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could buy you and bring you home." Oh, Corduroy's going to be happy now. "Should I put him in a box for you?" the sales lady asked. "Oh, no, thank you," Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up the flights of stairs into her family's apartment, straight into her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers and a along a girl-sized bed and a little bed, just the right size for him. Oh, look, Corduroy's got his own bed. The room was small, nothing like the enormous palace in the department store. This must be home, he said. I know, I've always wanted a home. Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. I like the way you are, she said, but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder straps fixed. You must be a friend, said Corduroy. I've always wanted a friend. Me too, said Lisa, and she gave him a big hug. Oh, look, see, when you give your friends a hug, that makes you feel good, and it makes your friends feel good too. Okay, does anybody remember who this is again? This is Corduroy. Remember, he was missing a button, right? Not on ours, he's not, but in the story he was, right? Because at the end, Lisa sewed it back. Because she loved him so much, she said, you'll be more comfortable if you have both buttons fixed. Well, look what I have for us today. This is the bear that I made. This is my Corduroy. See, he's happy. He doesn't look exactly like the bear in the story because he's my bear. And so this is what my bear looks like. But let me show you what I'm going to send home for your teachers today. Look, see, I have a white bear. I'll send it home to your teachers, and you can take crayons or markers or fabric or anything you have at home and decorate him and make him. There's only one rule. He's got to be happy because Lisa made him feel so happy being a good friend to him. Just like we should always be when we're good friends with our friends or we're a good friend. Guess what? Two things happen. Your heart becomes happy and then their heart becomes happy, boys and girls, and that's a good thing. So I'm going to send this home, and then I have another little thing that I can send home. This is called kind of like a map. And it's got all these shapes of all these buttons on here. If you don't have buttons at home, you could take some markers or crayons or anything you have at home, and you can decorate all these buttons, okay? All these different kinds of buttons, just like that was on Corduroy's paper. And then I have you another little thing that I'm going to send. It's a surprise, but you'll really like it. It's got to do with Corduroy, okay? So I hope you have a good day, and remember to always be a good friend, okay, boys and girls? Because when you are, that makes you a really good person on the inside too. Okay, bye-bye.